Okay, so welcome back to another Young Blooms tutorial. These weeks are melting into each other and it feels like I was just saying welcome back 2 minutes ago. I hope you guys are well. This one's slightly different and I'm out of shot. But I just wanted to show you just a useful tip. It's going to be quite a short tutorial, but a useful technique with these beautiful orchids. So these are cymbidium orchids. And I had them, when did I have them in for? Last week actually. So they're getting a bit, they're not at their best, but they still look beautiful. So I've chopped 2 heads off of the main stem of the orchid. You can see them. They're kind of a rubbery sort of feel to them, and they have quite oily sap to them as well. So if you're wiring them up for, you know, a bouquet or something, just give yourself lots of time when you're using them. So, like I say, I cut them off the main stem, just here, and I'll just chop that to give myself a clean stem to play with. And essentially, you're wiring them such, you need a fairly decent thickness of wire, so stub wire. Something that's going to hold the weight once it's up its stem. So I'm just threading it. Hopefully you can see this clearly enough. You don't want it to sort of pierce and come out the other, out the sides. So just guiding it up. You can, sometimes it'll make itself known, but just guide it up to the thing, not the thing. So you're wanting to hit here, sort of where the petals start. You want to stop, or just maybe just go slightly past that. But that's essentially what you do with the first stub wire. So that's in. So next, you've got a rose wire. So just really fine silver wire, and all you're going to do is take the rose wire and just insert it just at the top here. You see where my finger's pointing, and gently just wind it round. And I guess this just locks it into place. Most florists will tell you that they have the fear of God of things falling apart. So just make sure your mechanics are really good. So that's sort of stage 2. And then very simply, just breaking a piece of gutter tape off, and you're going to tape, because you don't want to see the wiring. So just going to hold it with my left hand and stretch. It'll break because my hands are not particularly warm. So stretching it round, and there we go. So that's an orchid wired. So admittedly the length of the wire, this could probably only go into sort of a hand tie or a shower bouquet at the top, because the wire is not particularly long. So you do need to think about what you're going to use the orchid for and where it's going to be placed. So if you're wanting to put it into a bigger arrangement, it's going to need a longer wire. I mean, a cheat way to do it is just to tape another piece of wire to the shorter piece and bada bing, bada bong. But it's better to, if you can, to think about the length of wires that you need. I need to go to a wholesaler's and top up on my wires because I'm getting low. But I'm going to show you again, just so you know exactly what to do. So let's start again. Okay, so I'm going to show you the second one, just so you're really clear about what to do. So, chopped a single head off the stem of the cymbidium orchid, and I have a thick stub wire. I'm going to insert it at the bottom of the stem, and you're going straight up. So you're gently sort of guiding it with your fingers, making sure it doesn't break the stem, doesn't come out. So kind of pushing it when it does, sort of pushing it back into the centre, so easing it up. And that's done, so that's up. So that's stub wire in. Next it's the silver wire. So silver wire goes in just where the petals start. You're just pushing it in like a couple of centimetres and then whizzing this around. Twisting it onto the stub wire. And there you go. So gutter tape, again, holding it with my left hand and stretching, always stretching as much as you can. So stretch. And then break it off at the end. And there you go. So that is how to wire a cymbidium orchid. Quite straightforward, but worth a practice. And if you're going to use them in sort of bridal bouquets, then just give yourself time. I have wired them the night before things, and they survive, but they do flop a little bit. So I would probably always, if you're going to put them into that bridal bouquet, do them first thing. So get up early, give yourself time, wire and tape them, and then you can pop them into the arrangement. So better safe than sorry. You don't want to run out of time, then that would be the worst. So hopefully that's helpful. That's a useful tutorial, and it's just something, you know, when you come across them, you know what to do. I think it's and I've learnt by experiment, really. I got shown at college, and then I kind of worked it out for myself. So it's one of those, really. Anyway, enough of me waffling. Thank you to all of the new subscribers. Really lovely to have you all on board. And I'm really glad that you're finding these tutorials helpful. If you're interested, do check out the Flower School, because this is a window into it. You know, this is how the tutorials are. They're longer, more in detail, more processes, you know, behind making designs. And yeah, really encouraging sort of lovely space to be. So if you're interested, it's www.youngbloomsflowerschool.com. Do like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That'd be really great, and I would really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you next time.